Hello children. Now let us conclude or let us come to an end of this chapter, geography chapter number 4, climate. In this video, last part of this chapter, we are going to deal with onset of the monsoon. That is when the monsoon starts in India. And then we are going to deal with retreat or when monsoon returns, okay, in detail. Then we are going to study summer season in detail, winter season in detail, and how monsoon season becomes the unifying bond for the entire country, India. Let us start. Onset of the monsoon means the start of monsoon season in India. So the duration of the monsoon is between 100 to 120 days from early June to mid-September. So in India, it rains for 100 to 120 days. It starts from June till mid-September. So sudden increase in rainfall and continues constantly for several days. This is known as the monsoon burst. So what do you mean by monsoon burst? When there is sudden increase in rainfall and it continues constantly, it is known as monsoon burst. The monsoon arrives at the southern tip of the Indian peninsula generally by in the first week of June. So from where the monsoon enters in India, from the southern tip of our country, from the southern tip of peninsula, mainly from through the state of Kerala. So Kerala is the first state to witness monsoon at this time. Then monsoon wind divides into two branches, the Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal branch. If you remember, we receive the monsoon winds from the Madagascar. From there, these winds, they flow towards our Indian peninsula, and when this wind reaches Indian peninsula, it gets divided into two parts. One part, or in this chapter it is called branch. So one branch of this wind flows through the Arabian Sea and the other branch flows through the Bay of Bengal. So then monsoon wind divides into two branches, the Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal branch. The Arabian Sea branch reaches Mumbai about 10 days later on approximately the 10th of June. So 10th of June further. Now, exactly after the 10th day of the Arabian Sea branch reaches Mumbai, so 10th of June is the time when Mumbai witnesses rain. So, Kerala receives rain in the first week of June. From there, this Arabian Sea branch of wind, it flows towards Mumbai, and after the 10 days or on the 10th day, it reaches Mumbai. So, Mumbai receives rainfall approximately on the 10th of June. Now, onset of monsoon, we are going to continue. Now, what about the Bay of Bengal branch? The Bay of Bengal branch reaches Assam in the first week of June. By mid-June, the Arabian Sea branch of the monsoon arrives over Saurashtra, Kutch, that is in Gujarat, and the central part of the country. Both the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal branches of the monsoon merge. They come together. They merge over the northwestern part of the Ganga plains. Delhi generally receives the monsoon showers by the end of June. That is on 29th of June, Delhi starts receiving the rainfall. By the first week of July, western Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana and eastern Rajasthan, they experience the monsoon. By mid-July, the monsoon reaches Himachal Pradesh and the rest of the country. Now, here we can sum up that on 1st of June, Kerala starts receiving the rainfall. Simultaneously on 1st of June, through Bay of Bengal branch of monsoon, Assam receives the rainfall on 1st of June. Okay, and Mumbai receives exactly after 10 days when Arabian Sea branch of monsoon, it reaches Mumbai on the 10th day. That means 10th of June. Delhi receives the rainfall at the end of June, that is 29th of June, it starts receiving the rainfall, and western Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana and eastern Rajasthan, it experiences a monsoon, or it starts raining over there by the first week of July, and by mid-July the monsoon reaches Himachal Pradesh and the rest of the country. Now till here we had seen about the onset of monsoon, how it divides into two parts, Arabian Sea branch and Bay of Bengal, how they both travel through different paths and they get merged in the northwestern part of the Ganga plains. Now withdrawal of the monsoon. Withdrawal of the monsoon means how monsoon starts retreating. It moves back to its place. It moves towards the sea area or ocean area. The withdrawal of the monsoon begins in the western states of India by early September. First I'll read out the left hand side part of the notes and then I'll move on to the typed notes. So the withdrawal of the monsoon begins in the western states of India by early September. By mid-October, it's gone from the northern half of the country, and withdrawal from the southern half of the country is by early December. So you will witness rain in parts of Chennai in December. Now let us see the explanation of these points. First point, it starts from northwestern states like Balochistan, Hindu Kush, Jammu and Kashmir. These places are extremely cold and bring winters, and after monsoon season, it is generally the winter season. We have learned why the northern hemisphere is cold during the winter season. So we have learned why the northern hemisphere is cold during winters. Reason, because the position of the earth or the inclination of the earth in the northern hemisphere is away from the sun side. As a result, the southern hemisphere is exposed to the sun more than the northern hemisphere, and this makes the northern hemisphere region cold. As a result of this, in the southern hemisphere, the ocean, sea water gets heated up quickly, and we have read before, due to differential heating patterns of land and water, a pressure system is created. So now the water body is much warmer than the land due to thin air. Low pressure is created on the water body, and the land surface is cold because of winter. Hence high pressure is there, and we know that wind moves from high pressure to low pressure. And this is the reason the monsoon wind moves from north to south, taking away the monsoon slow from the western to the northeastern side and to the southern side of peninsula. That is why you will witness rain in parts of Chennai in December. When Chennai receives rainfall in the month of December, we come to know that it is the retreating monsoon. It is the withdrawal of monsoon season. Now let us learn in detail about distribution of rainfall in India. The western coast and the northeastern India receives heavy rainfall. So which part of India receives heavy rainfall? Western coast. We fall in the western coastal region of India. So we also receive high rainfall. And northeastern India, approximately we receive 400 centimeters of rainfall annually, which is very high. Rainfall is very low in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana and Punjab, interiors of the Deccan Plateau, Leh in Ladakh or Jammu and Kashmir. Rest of the country receives moderate rainfall. Snowfall is restricted to Himalayan region only. So areas which receives high rainfall, obviously they will face flood, and areas those who are receiving less rainfall, obviously they will be facing drought. The season, we have already, now we are going to deal with the seasons. The season, we have already read that India has a monsoon type of climate, but we also need to understand that we also have distinct seasonal pattern. What does it mean? It means we also have other seasons like summer, winter and autumn. And we have also learned that coastal areas do not experience much variations in temperature. Why? Because these coastal areas, they are facing sea, and sea areas or sea facing areas, they constantly receives wind. Because of this continuous flowing wind or blowing wind, there is no such variations in seasons. So coastal areas, they have less variations in temperature. So no variations in season. So if you go to a coastal area, all you can see is rainfall or very high humidity. You will rarely see the seasonal pattern of the seasons in the coastal areas. 4 types of seasons are identified in India. Those are the cold weather season, that is winter, the hot weather season, that is summer, the advancing monsoon and the retreating monsoon with some regional variations. So further we are going to learn in detail about the cold weather season and the hot weather season. Already we have learned about the advancing monsoon and the retreating monsoon, so we are not going to discuss it further. Only 2 seasons we are going to discuss, and then we are going to sum up this chapter with the unifying bond of monsoon. Okay, the cold weather season, that is winter. It starts from mid-November in northern India and stays till February. December and January are the coldest months. The temperature decreases from south to north. That is the latitudinal change. So it changes from south to north. During the season, the northeast trade winds prevail over the country. They blow from land to sea. Now these winds are blowing in reverse direction. They are blowing from land to sea. Rainfall occurs on the Tamil Nadu coast from these winds. This winter rainfall is important for the cultivation of rabi crops. So what are rabi crops? Rabi crops are crops which are grown during the winter season, and crops such as wheat, barley, mustard are grown in this season, rabi crop season. So this is all about the cold winter season, that is cold weather season. The hot weather season, that is summer. Northward movement of the sun, the global heat belt shifts northward. Summer begins in the month of March and stays till May. In peninsular India, temperature remains lower due to moderating influence of the oceans. The summer months experience a rising temperature and falling air pressure. By the end of May, a low pressure zone is created. It brings light rain and cool breeze. Towards the close of the summer season, pre-monsoon showers are common, especially in Kerala and Karnataka. And after the summer season, obviously we know that monsoon season arrives. So this is the hot weather season, summer. We have already learned about the advancing monsoon and the withdrawal or retreating of monsoon. Now let us sum up this chapter with this last part of the chapter, that is monsoon as a unifying bond. How monsoon unifies or unites the entire country. The Indian landscape, its animal and plant life are dependent on the monsoon. India is an agricultural country. Its entire agricultural calendar depends on the monsoon. The life of the people, including their festivities, everything revolves around this phenomenon, that is monsoon. So the river valleys replenished its water level and unites as a single river unit to provide water for human consumption and agricultural need. So we need monsoon season for our agriculture. As we are agricultural country, as we belong to an agricultural country, we need water for our day-to-day life, and river water, they get replenished in the monsoon season as they receive rainfall, obviously. And this is how monsoon is a unifying bond. We need monsoon very much. It gives us a lot of happiness. It gives us hope to live. So we are totally dependent on monsoon season. So farmers are very desperately waiting for the rainfall before the monsoon season. So this is how we have come to an end of this chapter. I hope you have understood each and every concept in detail. Watch all the 3 videos again and again until every concept gets clear. Read the chapter, underline the main points in the textbook as well as in the refresher, and start learning the question answers which are there in the refresher. Leave your comments in the comment box. Till then, bye.